Just to share with you a personal story about access and what it means to me and what it has done for me. So, my earliest memory, one of my early memories is growing up in Guyana, South America, where I'm from, and wanting to go to school, really loving learning, but I was too young. And so, my grandmother, who raised me, took the initiative to go and speak with the school teacher. And in those days, schools were convened beneath houses, so in the bottom of houses, and students sat and learned from their teachers. And I remember the teacher saying to my grandmother, we don't have any space for her and she's too young. So what my grandmother did was she built a little stool, I call it a stool, like a little bench for me. And every day I walked the streets, that dirt road, taking my little bench with me, just so I can be a part of that classroom. It was an outdoor classroom, but classroom nonetheless. And that's how I started my academic journey. I was eager to learn, I wanted to learn, and although the conditions were impoverished, my grandmother made it happen. So that value of learning and knowing that having an education can really make a difference in people's lives, that's where it came from for me. And I've often said, when I was a faculty member and students would come into my office, and usually, especially when I was department chairs, it was the quote unquote students who were having challenges. And I often saw myself in those students. And I said, you never know who you're going to be speaking with. When you address a student, when you address their needs, you have no idea what this student will become, where this academic road, this educational pathway will lead them. So I treat every single student with respect and just acknowledging their humanity and that part of themselves that want to learn and want to achieve. And, we could be addressing the next president of the United States. We could be nurturing the mind of the next great scientist. So it's really, really important to me that we do not count people out. And so access is critical in not counting people out and understanding that we have the privilege of shaping a mind, of shaping the lives of someone and of walking this path with them. And that's really important to me. And so as the provost, I believe I have a good point of view and a good positioning to share those values and to create an environment that honors and respects the differences that people bring to our community. I hope that people are inspired by Access Week and that they find themselves as part of this mission, the mission of the university, the sentiments and values that Access Week celebrates, and that they can be part of this bigger mission. It doesn't matter what small thing they do, together, collectively, we make a difference. So my encouragement would be to find a way to make a difference in someone's life, find a way to advocate for that student, for that learner who is struggling or who may be excelling. Find a way to amplify their voices throughout the year.